A good Sunday evening, and thank you for joining us for 13 News Now at 11. I'm Janet Roach. Well, tonight, President Biden condemns the shooting at former President Trump's campaign rally, saying today we can't allow this violence to be normalized. We're also learning more about the spectator who lost his life at the rally. 50-year-old Corey Comporteur was a husband and father of two and a former firefighter. His family posted tributes as lawmakers across the nation call on Americans to rise above hateful rhetoric. His community remembers him as a hero.
In his last moments, he was shielding his family from the gunfire, even if that was just a random civilian beside him. He would have done the same thing. He was a man that just wanted to protect and serve and love. He was truly a man of love.
And meanwhile, the suspect in the shooting has been identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Sources say he acted as a lone wolf, but an investigation is ongoing.
And they're searching to see if the shooter had any social media presence, and if so, whether there were any indications of violence or extremism. We're told he's a registered Republican, and as of yet, there's no signs of an extensive criminal background.
As the FBI investigates the attempted assassination plot, Pennsylvania State Police are investigating the murder of Comporteur. Two other people were shot. Both are now in stable condition. And as you heard tonight, authorities are searching for the gunman's motive as President Biden addressed the nation as Trump arrived in Milwaukee for this week's Republican National Convention. ABC's Jay O'Brien has details.
My fellow Americans,
President Biden addressing the nation from the Oval Office just one day after a suspected gunman attempted to assassinate his rival, former President Donald Trump.
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We must stand together.
The president calling for unity.
But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box. You know, that's how we do it, at the battle box, not with bullets. The power to change America should always rest in the hands of the people, not in the hands of a would-be assassin.
Biden speaking with the former president Saturday evening, just hours after a gunman opened fire at a Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. That suspect identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel, Pennsylvania. Sources tell ABC News that a short time before the former president took to the podium, local authorities were alerted to suspicious activity on the outside of the perimeter and were in the process of looking for a suspect.
I am aware that law enforcement had responded to a number of reports of suspicious activity.
Investigators are now trying to figure out how that gunman made it up onto the roof as Republicans get set to gather for this week's convention in Milwaukee. Former President Trump arriving, preparing to formally accept his party's nomination. The convention going ahead as planned, but security at the Fiserv Forum is tight.
We are confident in these security plans that are in place for this event, and we're ready to go.
In a post on social media, former President Trump said he considered pushing this convention back 2 days, but then said he didn't want to have a potential assassin force a change of his campaign schedule. Now, security is tight here in Milwaukee, but the Secret Service says there is no credible threat to this convention. In Milwaukee, Jay O'Brien, ABC News.